Welcome to English Mastery Voyage channel.
Alex learns to swim. Alex had always admired the swimmers at the local pool. They glided through the water with such grace and confidence. Alex, however, had never learned to swim. The thought of stepping into the deep end of the pool made him feel anxious, determined. To overcome his fear, Alex decided it was time to learn how to swim. One sunny Saturday morning, Alex's parents enrolled him in swimming lessons at the community pool. His instructor, Miss Sarah, was kind and patient. She greeted Alex with a warm smile. "Welcome, Alex. Today, we will start with the basics." Miss Sarah began by teaching Alex how to float on his back. "Relax your body and let the water support you," she explained. At first, Alex felt tense, but with Miss Sarah's encouragement, he gradually began to relax. Soon, he was floating effortlessly, staring up at the clear blue sky. Next, Miss Sarah showed Alex how to kick his legs and move his arms in the water. "Remember to keep your movements smooth and steady," she advised. Alex practiced diligently, and with each lesson, he grew more comfortable in the water. One day, Miss Sarah took Alex to the shallow end of the pool. "Today, we will learn how to swim using the freestyle stroke," she announced. She demonstrated the technique, and Alex watched closely. He mimicked her movements, feeling the water rush past him as he swam. At first, Alex struggled to coordinate his arms and legs. He swallowed some water and felt a bit frustrated. But Miss Sarah was always there with words of encouragement. "Don't worry, Alex. It takes time and practice. You're doing great." With perseverance, Alex's skills improved. He could swim short distances without stopping. His confidence grew, and he even began to enjoy the feeling of gliding through the water. The deep end of the pool no longer seemed as intimidating. By the end of the summer, Alex had become a proficient swimmer. He could swim multiple strokes and even dive into the deep end. His parents were proud of his progress, and Alex felt a sense of accomplishment. One afternoon, as he swam confidently across the pool, Alex remembered how nervous he had been on his first day. He realized that with determination and practice, he had overcome his fear. Swimming had become one of his favorite activities. Alex's journey taught him that facing his fears could lead to amazing achievements. He thanked Miss Sarah for her guidance and looked forward to many more adventures in the water. Loyal companion. Margaret was an elderly woman who had grown frail with age. Walking had become a challenge for her, so she often relied on her wheelchair to move around. Despite her difficulties, Margaret never felt lonely, thanks to her faithful dog, Max. Max was a loving and devoted dog who had been with Margaret for many years. He was more than just a pet. He was her constant companion and helper. Max had a special way of understanding Margaret's needs and always seemed to know how to make her feel better. Every morning, Max would wake up early and gently nudge Margaret's hand to wake her up. He would then trot to the kitchen and wait patiently as she prepared their breakfast. Max was always there to bring her the morning newspaper, carefully carrying it in his mouth and dropping it at her feet. Throughout the day, Max was by Margaret's side, assisting her with small tasks. He would fetch her slippers, bring her the remote control, and even help her pick up items she had dropped. Max's presence brought a sense of comfort and security to Margaret's life. One sunny afternoon, Margaret decided to take a stroll in her garden. With Max leading the way, she wheeled herself along the garden path, admiring the blooming flowers and listening to the birds sing. Max would occasionally stop to sniff a flower or chase a butterfly. He never strayed far from Margaret's side. As they enjoyed the peaceful moments together, Margaret couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude for Max. She knew that without him, her days would be much lonelier and more difficult. Max had a way of making even the simplest activities feel special. In the evenings, Margaret and Max would sit together in the living room, enjoying the warmth of the fireplace. Margaret would stroke Max's fur and tell him stories from her youth. Max would listen intently, his eyes filled with love and loyalty. Margaret's love for Max was boundless, and she knew that Max felt the same way about her. Their bond was built on mutual trust, care, and companionship. Max had become an essential part of Margaret's life, and she cherished every moment they spent together. As time passed, Margaret's health continued to decline, but Max never left her side. He remained her steadfast companion, offering comfort and support until the very end. Margaret knew that she was blessed to have such a loyal and loving friend in Max. Clara's learning experience. Clara was a new sales assistant at a renowned, long-established local shoe store. As a newcomer, she was still getting used to the job and had a lot to learn. The store had a rich history and a reputation for high-quality products, and Clara was proud to be a part of it. However, she was aware that she needed to improve her skills and knowledge to meet the expectations of both her employers and customers. One busy afternoon, Clara was managing the sales counter when a customer walked in. The customer, Mrs. Thompson, appeared frustrated. She placed a shoebox on the counter and addressed Clara with a stern expression. "I need to return these shoes," Mrs. Thompson said. "You gave me the wrong size." Clara's heart started pounding. She remembered helping Mrs. Thompson the previous day and realized she must have made a mistake. She took a deep breath and apologized. "I'm very sorry for the inconvenience, Mrs. Thompson. Let me take a look and fix this for you right away." Mrs. Thompson sighed and crossed her arms. "This is unacceptable. I needed these shoes for an important event, and now I can't wear them." Clara felt a lump form in her throat but remained composed. She checked the shoebox and saw that the size was indeed incorrect. "I apologize once again, Mrs. Thompson. Please allow me to find the correct size for you. We value your satisfaction and want to make this right." She quickly went to the stockroom and found the correct size shoes. Clara returned to Mrs. Thompson with the new pair, hoping to resolve the issue. "Here are the shoes in the right size. Please try them on to make sure they fit perfectly." Mrs. Thompson reluctantly tried on the shoes and, after a moment, nodded in approval. These are the right size. Thank you. Clara felt a wave of relief wash over her. I'm glad they fit. Again, I apologize for the mistake, and I appreciate your understanding. We'll make sure this doesn't happen again. After Mrs. Thompson left, Clara reflected on the experience. She knew she had to be more careful in the future to avoid similar mistakes. Determined to improve, Clara spent extra time familiarizing herself with the inventory and practicing her customer service skills. With each passing day, Clara became more confident and proficient in her role. She learned that making mistakes was part of the learning process and that handling them gracefully was key to growing both personally and professionally.